Good afternoon, Kurt Capra here with your daily recap for this Friday, May 5th. Hope everybody had a great trading day, and as we take a look at how the S&P closed here, really got a strong close here. Still, relatively speaking, the range is still small, but we've at least broken out of this tight range we had been in. And as I said in the morning call this morning, if we broke above these recent highs, then we should look for price movement higher. We did get that to a degree. I think that it was held back a bit by the uncertainty with the French election happening over the weekend. Assuming that all goes as expected, then we should be looking for follow through higher from here. But we had record closes for both the S&P and Nasdaq, so the bulls are in control, right? They're in control, looking to push price even higher. So that's the bias as we head into the weekend, and as we look forward to Monday and next week, we should be finally starting to get some greater follow through, not just this sideways drifting type action. So some positives to look forward to for next week. Looking at what happened to finish things out this week, we did have a bounce back in XLE. Energy was strong here today. We highlighted this one in the morning call, saying how it had broken yesterday with some big volume that came in as well. So that indicated in the short term we might get a little bit of a bounce. Honestly, would not have necessarily expected as much of a bounce as we got, but at least having the right bias, the right mentality here, looking at this, would have kept you on the right side. So nice bounce back day for this. We'll see if it follows through, or now that it's into this resistance here, just basically stalls out and rolls back over. Looking at gold, really had another quiet day. This one's had a really rough couple of weeks here recently, as it's just been pretty much crushed after the prior strength. It's lost over 50% of that prior move that started in the middle of March there. So anyway, we'll see if this doesn't continue lower. Maybe gets a little bit of a bounce here next week, but overall looking pretty weak. And with that in mind, we'll take a look at TLT. You can see I've already got drawn on here this inverse head and shoulders. It's pulled back over the last 2 weeks or so into prior support. Question now is, can it get above this 122.5 level? That's the real line in the sand. Any strength that we get between now and 122.5 is going to be taken somewhat lightly. I mean, anytime you get a bullish close or bearish close, you want to take note of it, but the real level here is 122.5. So watch that as far as the upside with regard to TLT. And then financials, they didn't really do much of anything. Another day where not a whole lot took place. Opened a little bit higher given the jobs report, came back down, off of the lows of the session, but still down based on where we opened here for today. Overall, nothing really happening chart-wise, no damage done. And then looking at IBB, this one also pulled in a bit here, still trying to hold support. You can see it bounced off the 21 EMA there today, so we'll see if that continues to act as support and ultimately can push price higher. Just some individual names. Apple was strong, just continues to trek its way higher here, but really a nice strong day here right under 150. We'll see if it can bust through that here next week. We also had Amazon, which has been slowly pulling back here. Looks like it may be getting ready to make another push higher though as we look forward to next week. Also had Tesla, which recovered nicely following the move lower after earnings. So nice bounce back day for Tesla. We'll see if it can continue to hold this area. But overall, we've had some nice action in terms of individual names. Market wise, like I said, it's been quiet this week given all the economic data, but hopefully now with most of it behind us, the results of the French election, the only thing still on the table here, looks like we will be moving higher. So that's what we'll look forward to next week. But until then, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.